Alright, next battle with Meganium. It's going pretty well. Got a couple wins under our belt now. Let's see if we can keep the streak going. Okay, and they're making me go first, which is what I want. Okay, and we start a Teal Mask and a Chikorita. 3 energies, pretty good. So I'll be able to Teal Dance, attach, and then Teal Dance again next turn, be ready to attack. Let's do the thing, see if we draw anything good. Oh, and a Lilies. We'll use that next turn. I'll be able to put the forest down in Lilies and hopefully have the Meganium next turn. And they've got Monkey Dory. Kofu, that's weird. Okay, put 2 cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you did that, draw 4 cards. So, interesting. So that's kind of a good way to refresh the hand. You put 2 cards down there that you don't need now, draw 4. Okay, and they go into Risky Ruins plus Soul Rock. And then now they can Adrenal Brain that over. But no attack. Okay. So let's put our stadium in place of theirs. Teal Dance. Huh, and there's a Meganium, but I didn't need it quite yet. That wasn't the card I wanted, but we're gonna Lilies. At least this way it gets shuffled in. I draw 8, and there we go. Okay. Bug catching set, because I didn't get a Bayleaf. Still no Bayleaf. Wow, okay. So I have plenty of energy though, so I'm gonna Ultra Ball a couple of those. Do the Bayleaf. And I'm going for the Baby Meganium first, because that goes ahead and powers up my Teal Dance, or my Teal Mask Ogerpon. Myriad Leaf Shower. I've got plenty of energy. I'm going to put one on the other one, though, just so that way I've got it in play, and with one more, even the Baby Meganium would be able to attack. So that is a hit and a knockout. Okay, I get another Chikorita. That's good. And all they have is Soul Rock right now, which is not good for them because it is weak to grass, and even if it wasn't weak, Teal Mask is doing plenty. Brock Scouting is really good. It lets you search for 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon, so now they can flip the script, and if they have a fighting energy in hand, they'll be able to Lunar Cycle. There it is. So that's quite a few cards drawn right there. And now the Air Balloon on Soul Rock. Do they have another? Ah, okay, there we go. So they Pokepad for Badoo, Pokepad for Monkey Dory. What is this deck? Night Stretcher. So that's interesting because they could have attacked with Soul Rock. Instead, they brought in the Badoo to item lock, which is smart. I mean, I've got a lot of items in the deck. I don't have a ton in my hand at the moment, so it's not like a huge thing. And I'm Teal Dancing. Draw another card. Okay, I get another Ogerpon. That's good. We'll put that one down. Teal Dance with it as well. It'll just need 1 more energy in order to attack. And I've got the Bug Catching set, which I can't use right now under item lock. But let's get rid of this Badoo. Another prize. So our board is pretty established now. I've got a main attacker. I'm just 1 energy away from having 2 different backup attackers. And 1 more Bayleaf, and I'll be able to get Mega Meganium in play as well. Okay, and they're going for Fighting Gong, so that lets them look for a basic fighting energy or a basic fighting Pokemon, put it into their hand. They do go for the energy, probably to Lunar Cycle, I'm guessing. Brock's Scouting, okay. Oh, and they just went for Maractus and the Baby Bloodmoon. And so Baby Bloodmoon, of course, its ability, when you play it from your hand onto the bench, you can attach 2 fighting energy from your hand onto it. And then you just do manually attach, and now you can hit with your attack, which requires 3 energy, which of course does 30 more damage. It's 100 plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on the opponent. So the 3 damage counters I had on me, 30, 60, 90, 100 becomes 190, and that was a knockout. And that makes sense now with the Risky Ruins, because Risky Ruins, when you play a basic Pokemon onto your bench, it takes 20 damage if it's not a Dark type. And this energy switch, even though we didn't get more energy, I was able to go ahead and power it up and hit with this Myriad Leaf Shower. And that's a knockout on it. And so we didn't see the Bloodmoon come in until later because it takes a lot of pieces to set up. You got to have those damage counters on the opponent for it to work. Yep, Risky Ruins is back. But I have extra stadiums in play, or in hand, that I can use to get that stadium out of play. And this just goes to show how important stadiums are in the current metagame. You got to have at least 3 or 4 in your deck, because there is like a stadium war. Even if you don't need one for your core strategy, you want to have one to disrupt someone else's core strategy. Of course, Force of Vitality is nice for us, but given a couple of turns, you can still do what you need to do without it. But I absolutely want to prevent them from generating damage counters thanks to Risky Ruins. And Risky Ruins is not as good as the Calamitous Snowy Mountain. That stadium, it was whenever you placed an energy onto a Pokemon, if it wasn't Dark type, or no, if it wasn't Water type, then it would take 20 damage each. And so that, with the Bloodmoon and then double Monkey Dories, you could generate a lot of damage, move it over. Risky Ruins is only 20 when you put the Pokemon into play, so inherently not as good. But, I mean, they're still trying to make it happen. And so this Maractus is tricky, because that corner ability does 20 damage, and it keeps you from retreating. So you saw those chains on the Meganium. It's stuck in the active. And then the Exploding Needles is really good in this deck, because if you hit the Maractus and knock it out, then you generate 6 damage counters on yourself. And so that's perfect setup. You knock it out, Baby Bloodmoon comes in and takes the Revenge Knockout, which they did just grab from the deck. And there's the Kofu again. Put 2 on the bottom, draw 4. Energy retrieval, so you just grab 2 from the discard for free. Bloodmoon is back. Okay, and they did power it up. They did corner me again. Okay, not item locked, so I can bug catching set. Going for these so I can Teal Dance. And so for 1, I don't have the energy to attack with Mega Meganium. But for 2, even if I did, knocking out the Maractus would let them take 3 prizes in the Revenge, because that would then become 100 damage, and then the 100 plus the 10 damage counters would become like 400 damage, and so they'd knock me out, get 3 prizes. So Let's do... yeah, Turo. Because Turo will let me put this back into my hand. All of that damage goes away. I can put someone else in here. Chikorita, Bayleaf. Yeah, 6 damage counters, which would be a revenge knockout. And I'm not going to put the Mega in play because I don't have the energy for it. And now if they take it out, that's only 1 prize instead of 3. Of course, which means they're going to target the teal masks now. And not attacking means I don't generate the damage counters. So sometimes, even if you can attack and you can take the knockout, that is not always the best move. So now with the corner, 2 damage counters on me. So it would only do 160 at this point if the Bloodmoon were to come in. Okay. I did put the Meganium back in play because I was shuffling my hand into my deck and I just wanted to have it available. I'm going to Night Stretcher for an energy because I have 2 Ogre-Pawns in play. I don't need 3, even though I have the space for 3. I'm going to Pokepad. Grab something. Yeah, we'll grab a Chikorita here. Not because I need it, but because when I Teal Dance, I don't want to draw into it. Now, if I get an energy switch at any point, I will be able to switch it over onto Meganium. And I'm doing the Ultra Ball, again, to get rid of these 2 Pokemon. Because if I shuffle them back into my deck, I don't want to draw back into them. If they knock something out, I can play the Pheasantipity for Flip the Script. And I'm choosing not to attack again. Okay, they're Lunar Cycling. See, here's the thing. There's not enough damage on Teal Mask. They have nothing on their board to Monkey Dory over. Because even just 1 more damage counter, and they could switch in the Baby Bloodmoon and take the knockout. Oh my gosh, see? And this is why you thin the deck, because you want to get stuff out you don't want to draw. You get a better chance of drawing into the things you need. So now we can take out the Baby Bloodmoon. Clean knockout, especially with weakness. This thing goes down. And the tricky thing about that deck is that most of those Pokemon only give up 1 prize. I'm down to 2 prizes, so if I can get away to boss the Pheasantipity, we'll win. Okay, and they have 1, 2 Baby Bloodmoons in the discard, 1, 2 Night Stretchers in the discard. So the big question is, can they establish another Bloodmoon? Their deck is really low. Lunar Cycle, they got 2 left. They could not. So they couldn't get the pieces back. They knew it was over. It's just a matter of time. And that's a win. So patience really paid off in that one.